Hello, and welcome back. I'm Arumba. Thank you for joining me. Let's play some more of our campaign, the Europa Universalis IV tutorial series with Filthy. How's it going, Filthy?
Well, I'm a little concerned about this army in our homeland.
Yeah, so we need to talk about this just briefly. My original assessment of zone of control and how it was going to work if we let Ulster cross is not quite correct in the beta patch. So because there's no zone of control, because we have no fort in the area of Highlands, it is considered to be a neutral territory. It's not a hostile territory. In order for it to be a hostile territory, there would have to be a fort present. Because it's neutral, they are allowed to move there. So, long story short, even though we have a fort in our capital, it's not actually restricting motion or movement at all, and we would have to have a fort in the Highlands area to actually prevent people from skipping the area of Lowlands. But that's okay. It's still a very small army, and assuming we do well with our fight with the English here, we're just going to go up and clean that army up without any issues.
Yeah, what could go wrong?
Yeah, it's a little tricky, right? But hey, it's fine.
Okay. So, should we allow some time to pass?
Yeah, I think we're ready. Let's go ahead and bind our army up in marches, and we got to get ready to fight the English. Now they have a 2-star general. You see the little 2 stars above his army? The stars.
On the ship or on the...
Yeah.
So I see the Navy has 2 stars above it. I guess that's actually the 16K is not the Navy, that's the Army.
Yeah. So
okay.
2 stars is just a rough general indicator of the strength and quality of a general. Notice that the...
Ours is 1 star, I see.
Yeah. Exactly how they've broken down the stars, I don't really know. But a 3-star general is clearly superior than a 2-star, etc. What really matters are the actual pips themselves. So just because you see a 3-star doesn't necessarily mean he's super, super good. He could have, the wrong actual modifiers. Like you could have
be what, like all movement?
Well, like for combat, you could have like a general with 4 siege value and 4 maneuver, but only 1 in fire, 1 in shock.
Mm.
He would show up as a very highly esteemed general, but he wouldn't actually be that good in combat. So,
okay.
Interesting that Ulster is actually trying to cross the strait back to Ireland now. I'm actually inclined to let him do it.
Yeah, me too. He's causing problems. We thought we zone controlled him. We don't. So I have a question. So I'm on the screen that shows the simple terrain screen.
Yeah.
And I see that Norfolk is marsh.
Mm-hmm.
How do I see the bonuses and penalties inherent to the terrain? Is there some list of this? Where do I see that?
Click on the province itself.
Okay.
You see the picture at the top of the province dialog.
Yes.
Just go ahead and hover over the picture itself, and you'll see the modifiers from terrain.
Dice roll for attacker -1.
Yep. And also, it's pretty easy to memorize. If it's not light green, then it's going to be +1 penalty, and if it's a mountain, it's +2.
Okay.
So the flat terrain is no penalty. Anything except for mountains outside of flat terrain is going to be +1, and then mountains are +2. But
sounds good.
Yeah, if you ever need to check, that'd be where you do it. Notice how the English cavalry is also trying to retreat across the strait, and I'm inclined to cut him off. So
okay,
hover over the 3. We're going to selectively let Ulster through, which to allow that to happen, we just need to not blockade before the 19th, but before the 23rd.
Okay.
After the 19th, before the 23rd. It takes 2 days to get our navy out to sea, so let's time it so that we leave on, say, June the 19th. We'll arrive on the 21st, right in the middle.
God. Those numbers about how long things take to go places are going to be things that you're just going to have to memorize, huh?
Not necessarily. Like, you can't actually memorize them, because every province and stuff is different. You just have to hover over the armies to see. Hover over the 3 stack, and you can see we'll arrive on Ulster on the 19th.
Yeah, no, I saw that. I was looking at our ships in particular. So we're going to put them in the Irish Sea to block to cut the strait, right?
Yeah, it just always takes 2 days.
Say, okay, arrives. Okay. Actually, it does tell me that, so I don't have to memorize it. Okay, good. That's what I want to see.
Right.
Cool.
But coincidentally, it does always take 2 days. It's not very hard to memorize.
Looks like the English army has landed in Kent now. Yep.
I'm just real quick. I'm going to go ahead and take care of some diplomatic actions for us. We've got 22.2 spy network strength on Thomond, so now's the time to do our claim.
Okay.
So I'll just quickly take the claim. Then we will stop building spy network there, bring him back. And we'll probably use that diplomat to improve with Castile.
Sounds good.
There's our CB on him. Our army is merging up. We're actually reaching the supply limit now, which is curious. Oh, this is so good. He's such an idiot. Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
What am I looking at in particular?
Hover over the English army.
Okay.
Look where it's going.
A minute, I am hovering, I thought. It says Army of Scotland will arrive in the Channel. Oh, he's leaving again.
Yeah, he's taking his navy back out into the ocean. Because,
Why the fuck is he doing that? He's just landed here.
Well, most likely, he saw that we had a single cavalry in Kent, and we had a number of one stacks, and he thought, okay, I can swoop in, I can kill these really easily. But then we reconvened our army and said, okay, well, if he's going to fight us, then we don't want to fight him. And
so perhaps we should move. We know where he's going. We should move our army back towards Kent then, because we want to go siege that.
But we don't want him to actually like cancel his current plan. So we don't want to drastically change our setup because he might recalculate and like decide to do something different.
All right.
But now here's something worth noting. Notice that some of the provinces that we have currently sieged, Norfolk, Essex, Somerset, Cornwall, they've got these little lines that are filling up.
Yeah.
Control of Cornwall is being reverted to England from being a friendly area. Progress is 33%.
Why is it only in some, and not others then? Because we have, aren't all of the areas we've conquered friendly for England?
Well, the issue is that we've left 2 forts standing that are currently not being sieged. So the fort in Hampshire is projecting its zone of control in the area of Hampshire, and it is reverting control of provinces within that area. Likewise, the same thing, Essex and Norfolk are in the area around London, so London is returning that territory to his control. There's 2 ways to prevent that. Number 1, park an army on the province in question. If we had an army in Norfolk and Essex, the fort can't take it back.
Okay.
Second way is have at least 1 troop in the fort itself. If we had 1 army in London, then it can't do its job of reverting control.
Got it.
So because we retracted everything, it's trying to revert control. But it doesn't matter. We had to do it because if we had to fight the English, then that would be really bad.
Okay.
So again, we were going to leave on the 19th. Let's go 3 days real quick. Do 3 days. Send our navy out to sea. We will arrive on the 21st. What's going to end up happening here is that his destination, that cavalry in Ayrshire right now, it wants to go to Ulster, but it's not allowed to break through a strait that's blockaded. So as soon as we get our navy out there, he's going to just get stuck. He's going to stop in Ayrshire. And he's very, very weak. So we can go ahead and just dispatch like 2 or 3 infantry up that way soon to go kill it if we want to, which we should. Let's go ahead and do that right now. I'm going to take 2 infantry and just send them up to Ayrshire.
It's 0.4k strength, and we already know that a 1-to-1 is going to win. Why 2?
Fewer losses, and we don't have VUs for all the infantry down here. 2 on 1 is going to do twice as much damage. It'll just kill it twice as fast. We could theoretically,
even though we do need these troops down here, if England turns around and drops their troops back on the mainland or back on their shores.
What I'm expecting is going to happen. And actually, hold on. He just already recalculated. Notice that his transports are back in... He's landed his transports in Hampshire. They're actually docked up now. So, we've changed too much, and he's decided against it. Shoot. Alright, we're going to just ignore the attrition for now. By putting our entire army in marches, we're going to suffer some attrition because we're going to be over the supply limit in that province. But it's worth more to us at the moment to keep the army safe by having it all together.
All right.
And now we just need to hope again that he leaves the island. Oh, there he goes. Darn. See, because now, see how I said you don't want to change too much because he might recalculate. Now look, as soon as we keep the army together and don't split it up, now he's like, okay, it's a great idea. I should leave. He's sending the navy back out to sea again.
Well, let's maybe give him a second. There's the troops, though.
Mm-hmm. And he's actually heading to Oxfordshire. So let's wait and see what he does. But we did just successfully blockade the Cav. Let's leave the navy at sea, but watch the sea tiles for now. Okay. Also, I'm going to send our diplomat to improve relations with Castile. And in like a month or so, in 2 months, we need to fabricate our claim on Desmond and then do something with that. Okay, our whole army's together. We're actually not suffering attrition because Wallace here is very, very good with maneuver. Now would be a decent time to talk about supply limit a little bit. If you click on the province of marches, have the province selected. In the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see 2 small sub-tabs. You've got military and trade. Look at the military section. There's a supply limit number.
Yep.
You can see that the base is 6. Terrain provides an extra +6. And then we have efficiency based on whether it's controlled or not, how much development there is, if the province has been looted. Later on in the game, technology will increase it. You can have ideas that increase it. There's all kinds of different ways you can have increased supply limit. So we can only support 15 troops here, so why aren't we suffering attrition with 19.5k? Well, you remember a long time ago when we were talking about our initial general, each 1 point of maneuver increases your movement speed by 5%, and it also reduces the supply weight of an army by 1 unit. So because Wallace has 5 maneuver, he can actually afford to put a 20 stack in a 15 supply limit province.
That's pretty nice.
So
worked out really well considering we have 19.5k troops.
Yeah, worked out very well for us. So let's go ahead and do this. We actually wouldn't mind taking this fight. We want to bait him into a fight right now. We're going to leave. If he's not going to leave us, we're going to go ahead and just let him... We're gonna see what we can do here. If we leave marches, he may go to marches. And if he goes to marches, we can relieve the siege of marches and be the defender with a major penalty against him.
Okay.
Crap.
We forgot about the ship, and now our ship's engaged. And
damn English Navy. Yeah, this is why it's really risky to actually try to poke out and do it. Really shouldn't do that too often.
Yeah, okay.
Probably gonna lose a few ships again. Rats. Gotta pay attention. We just lost one already. We can leave on the 16th. Oh god, 8 more days of getting wrecked.
And lost another one. And another one.
That's the power of heavies. Yeah, that was a huge mistake.
And another one.
Well, okay. We just killed his cav at least, right?
Yeah, that's pretty strong.
Ask yourself, was it worth it? Was it worth it to kill one cav to lose all these ships? No, it was not. No.
We still can't retreat, huh? Oh my god.
10 ships down. So that was 100 ducats and another 60. 160 ducats worth of ships we just lost. Great.
We got the cav though.
We're gonna make England pay. Damn it.
We have a shattered retreat too.
Yeah, we shattered to the province of Ayrshire. Yeah, the port of Ayrshire. That's really crap. I apologize. I blame myself for that. Although I blame you for causing the French to actually have troops on their mainland right now. But all right,
well, we might wipe out the 17 stack on of England. That'd be good.
Yeah, if we could do that, we've got the war in the bag. I'm just thinking the best opportunity is probably going to be in marches.
So we can see that he's just wandering around being useless. Right?
The fact that he's moving away from us makes me think that he thinks we're stronger than he is. He's got a 2-4 leader versus our 2-2, so he's got a shock advantage, which is very valuable right now. But we're much wider than he is. He also trained up one more troop. He's got 17 in the front row now instead of... oh, no, never mind. We have 17 and 17. Okay.
Can we call wide girth for this?
Wide girth? What's that?
Can we just call that the width of our army? Can we say we're girthier than they are?
If you want, sure.
I do want. So how come... I saw it before. All right. I just want to clarify this. Before we had those little green progress bars on those areas that were the fort re-exerting control. Either that is completed or his units have managed to take this back. So now those tiles that we did have that were ours are now all his again, right? Cornwall, yes. Somerset, Kent, etc. Those are all his again. Okay.
Yep, he's going to control them again.
Right.
Let's wait. I think we just need to engage his army. We need to roll the dice here.
Whoa. A minute ago, it was, we have all these defensive bonuses. We'll get this fort. It's really good for us.
Yeah.
And now it's you're changing. You're flipping your opinion every 2 seconds here. I can't keep up. All right. So explain what just happened.
There's a lot of analysis going on behind the scenes. Okay, so the fact that he's not coming toward us. Remember, I mentioned he's running away from us. He's going in a different direction than instead of going directly toward us. That means he doesn't think he can win the fight. If he did think he could win the fight, he would definitely be coming for us right now. So he is telling me that our army's stronger than his. And you believe that? And he's never going to actually straight up come in and engage us. So it's going to be very difficult to...
He could. We could, for example, split our army.
Nope.
Split part of it out.
If we put our army in marches, he will not engage it in its entirety. If we try to bait him into attacking our army in marches, it might work, but it's also going to mean that for a few days, at least, we're going to have to fight at a disadvantage in order to offset it enough for him to come and try to do it. Now,
so are you worried about this 10k military force in Ulster?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Can we blockade that temporarily?
Yeah, I think we need to. But we need to remember to park the Navy back inside the port immediately after.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go for this fight, and
okay. I'm excited. I want to see this again.
It's gonna work. But first things first, we gotta fabricate a claim on the other thing over there. Gonna grab our claim on Cork. Gonna bring back our diplomat. And
you don't want to give him just a minute. You don't think he might come attack us? And he's running away again, isn't he? Will arrive in Oxfordshire. Okay, yeah, he's running. Yeah.
He's going to Oxfordshire. We're trying to engage him there. 14th, 11th.
Q.
It's actually going to make him have the defensive terrain bonus. We can't fight him in Oxfordshire.
Is it his, though? Does he get the defensive terrain bonus even when...
Yep, because there's no fort there.
Okay.
All right, there will now be a naval battle in... We're willing to fight a couple of light ships, but we're not willing to fight the heavies. All right. Now we want to time it so he's gone. We're going to be a couple days behind him, and then we're going to go fight him in London.
Why isn't London where their actual fully maintained fort is?
Doesn't matter. There's no terrain advantage in London. It's flat terrain.
Surely the fort does something for their combat, though.
Nope.
No.
Nothing.
Only when we're sieging the fort does it matter that the fort's level 3. When we're fighting his troops, it's just totally like there's no fort there at all.
Yep, it's just flat terrain. Yep.
All right.
That is our navy fighting just a very small number of troops. We have almost no morale, but we have a lot more ships than they do. We should be okay.
Man. Okay.
Yeah, it's a little bit dicey, I'll admit. We are not fast enough to catch him. We are a couple days behind. Essex is flat, though. We can try to engage him in Essex instead. 25th. All right, here comes the fight. We're actually going to have the actual battle now on the 24th of August.
You're not worried about this fleet over here? I keep looking at this morale and being not thrilled about it.
Yeah,
I guess the current morale is 0.25. Seems really bad.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to lose any actual ships, but we do probably want to retreat from this as soon as possible. There's just so few ships, and they're only lights that we're fighting that they can't.
Is there any way I could tell without knowing all the colors of all the flags and remembering all the allies of all these ships wandering around this area? Is there any way I can tell which ones I'm at war with? Some sort of like particular flag for hostile troops, like a red bar or something?
You don't see that they're red versus gray versus green versus blue?
I do, but I'm asking. I wondered if those were just because of proximity or something. So
no. Very specifically, red is hostile.
Good.
Blue is an ally. Green is yours.
Okay.
Gray is neutral. Yep.
Okay.
So we did lose one more ship, unfortunately. But it's buying us time, and we are fighting, and we've rolled very well in the first fire phase. And we rolled a 9 versus Richard's 3. We have our tactics advantage, we have our morale advantage, we have a flanking advantage. We have a lot of things going for us right now. But it's going to come down to the first few rolls here in this fight. So let's see what we get in the next phase.
Our fleet lost, huh?
Yeah. I retreated them because they were taking damage.
All right, so to be clear on this, he has this 2 shock. He has the bonus for this round of 2 shocks. We rolled even on this, essentially.
Yeah, because his general is a 4 shock general versus our 2 shock general. 4 minus 2 is 2. Bonus, so on every shock phase, he'll have a 2 shock advantage. Okay. But we rolled an 8, he rolled a 6, so it's effectively 8 versus 8, which is good. High damage. We like high damage because we've got more men than he does, and we've got a higher morale damage amount because we have a higher max morale. So this is good. It would be better if he had rolled lower, but we rolled an 8. That's what we care about. So this is looking very solid so far. Next phase is a 7 versus a 5 in the fire. Not bad. We'll take it. And notice his morale bar is gone. We stack wiped him.
That's pretty impressive, actually.
Yep.
Morale.
That is the advantage of Tech 4.
We lost 1.5k or something. Weren't we at like around there? Like 19. We were at 19, so I guess we lost more like 3k, but...
Yep. If you want to, you can actually click on the battle, the war flag thing in the bottom of the screen. You can see a summary of all the battles.
All right, so the Essex there, yeah. And those troops are dead and gone, right?
Well, you can't see the number that were dead right there, but if you hover over a little bit above where it says battles, you can actually see current number of troops. And somewhere in here, you used to be able to see... This information is hidden in multiplayer. You can still see the number on our side, though. We've lost 3,456 troops due to attrition and 12,000 total troops due to combat, but it is we can't tell if it's ours or theirs.
Okay.
Whether it's French.
My point was those troops didn't retreat. Those troops aren't somewhere else. Those troops are gone from him.
Yeah, we actually got
17 or 16k, whatever the hell it was we just killed. That's ridiculous. Okay, that basically means this was something that always screwed me up in like Stellaris when I was getting into that. Was it didn't feel like the representations of combat strength were actually very representative of combat strength.
Yeah, well, what happened there is we actually got their morale all the way down to 0 before the first 2 phases finished.
Yeah.
Before the first 2 shock, 2 fire phases finished. So because he had 0 morale, we committed stack wipe. We actually took him to dead.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
We rolled very well.
Sure, but that I mean, if you were to look at this from just like a perspective of a player just jumping into this, someone like perhaps me, and was looking at this and they're like, oh, that's an 18k army versus an 18k army, or that seems like those are pretty evenly balanced. Mm-hmm. You know, like I guess this is just a numeric representation of the troop value there, as opposed to actually a representation of the strength of the army, and that's the one that screws me up all the time when I look at these.
Yep.
Because I was thinking that would be a very close, drawn-out battle, but no.
Yep, but you gotta consider all the things that we've stacked in our favor. We've taken every decision possible to raise our morale of armies and our prestige. I
understand. It's just surprising to me that the display is so non-representative of the actual strength of that.
Yeah. Well, tech advantage is a massive disparity there. Not to mention we were flanking and he wasn't. And so here's the question. We don't actually need this many troops. We talked about how we don't want to have this many troops all the time. Now would be a good time probably to consolidate our regiments down so that we're not at our full force limit anymore. We're going to have financial issues when the war's over. We need most of these troops to do these sieges and to fight that 10 stack that is going to cross the strait this time.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't we need to do something about our...
But we can consolidate some of them out. So if we detach the mercs, we can see we've got 13,000 infantry. You see the larger army? It's 12,990 infantry.
Yeah.
And then above it, 16 regiments. The total number of troops in these regiments right now, though, is only 12,990. If we click the consolidate button, we're going to say, okay, you 16 regiments are now only 13 regiments, down to the minimum number of regiments that we can.
Okay.
So we're effectively deleting 3 infantry while also simultaneously reinforcing all of our regiments to full strength.
And sorry, what button was it to do that?
The consolidate regiments buttons, the little button on the right-hand side, looks like a square with 2 arrows on it, or a shortcut key K. If you hold the shift key, you can do this. You can actually go shift and then click it, and now we've actually kept the empty regiments. So if you do want to reinforce them, for some reason you don't want to get rid of them, but you don't want them to, like maybe before a pivotal battle you want to have every regiment at full strength, but later on you have manpower, you want to reinforce those regiments.
That is interesting. Got it.
You could do that. In this case, though, we don't want to be at the full force limit after this war, so we're going to just straight up regular consolidate all the way down to 13. And let's go ahead and, here's the key. Now we definitely have to make sure we occupy every single province before the English try to land more men here. Because by doing that, he can't land quickly. It'll take him 36 days. We can force him to have a penalty that we'll like, a -2 roll from that, and it'll be great. Real quick here, one thing we want to do. Have I mentioned this? Has this happened? I don't think this has come up yet. If you have more than 10 times the number of troops, you will just do something called an overrun, which is where you instantly win no matter what.
Oh, no, you haven't told me anything about that.
Okay, so rather than what I had almost just done is I'd left 1 infantry behind to do the siege of Essex, and I was going to move 9,700 men into London.
That's 300 more, and you can one shot them.
Yeah, so we might as well just keep all of them together, get an instant one shot, and then we'll come back for it in a second.
Okay.
So let's commit that. You'll see in a second we're going to get a pop-up saying, we've won a battle! Bam! Okay. We've engaged the enemy, 0.22 war score, no losses. No losses is better than any losses in my book. Now we'll send an infantry back. And we're going to want to go fight that 7 stack, probably now, I think, before we do the siege.
All right.
So...
All right, so if I look at them, I want to get a sense of this. So can I see things like their morale when I click on them? I can see the bar representing a percentage, but can I see their actual numbers of morale? No,
not really. You can do certain things, like the longer you've played the game, the better you'll get at approximating it. Like, for example, we're fighting against Kildare. Kildare is on military tech 3, so we know that he's got a base morale that's less than ours. We can see that he's got 29 prestige. We know from looking at our own prestige that 29 prestige...
Okay, slow down. So Kildare, I see Kildare. I want to go to them and see their military tech. I do that by clicking on them somewhere. I guess I can right click on them, and I get at the top, I see their diplomatic skill, their administrative skill, and their military skill. That's where I'm getting the 3 from?
Yep, military skill. Yeah. Military tech 3 is going to be... remember, we picked up 0.5 base morale at tech 4.
Yep.
So
what does this say when I mouse over? It says 3, and then it says +1 beneath it.
3 + 1 beneath it. What?
So select Kildare. Mouse over their military score. It says, if you mouse over the cross swords, it says military score 3, and then it says some guy's name and +1 next to that. Does that mean they have 2 and they're getting +1 from a general? What does that mean?
I am lost.
Not finding me. Okay. So right click on Kildare.
Yeah,
the actual
nation.
Area.
Yeah.
And then they have a lead. Oh, this is their leader score. So I'm looking at the wrong thing. Where do I see their? That's just his general pips. Okay, so the military score is okay. Never mind. I'm with you now. I remember now. The military score is actually on the right hand side in that kind of like block of bonuses.
Yep.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So we've got that advantage over them. We know their prestige is about the same as ours. We could look to see what ideas they have. There's ways to figure it out, but to actually know the actual number, no, you have to be engaged in combat to see it.
And what did prestige do for morale? I'm mousing over prestige right now. Power projection, national epic. where am I getting effects from your current... Oh, morale of armies right there, plus 3.3%. Okay, got it.
So it's small amounts of extra prestige. Or sorry, extra morale.
From prestige, got it. Oh,
Also,
look, they're coming towards us, the 7K army. Great.
See. We missed the opportunity to separate that 3-stack again, but it hasn't worked out well for us, so let's not do that. That doesn't mean we're going to need to pull off 3 more infantry now to be able to engage that 10-stack altogether. We'll still do just fine, I think, although that is a woods province. We probably don't want to fight there. We'll spread out for a second, occupy these other provinces down, then we'll leave a single unit on each of the forts so that they can't train troops. We'll have to pay attention to the French, the English Navy to make sure he's not landing any more men. He shouldn't be. They look like they're all tied up trying to siege down the capital of France right now. France is not doing so hot, by the way. He seems to be having some serious issues down there. But that's okay, we don't care about him. He's a temporary ally.
Yeah.
All that matters is that we win.
That's right.
So, once we've committed some of these actual general occupations, then we're going to backtrack and...
What is this 29% going on outside of our area with this ship? Outside of Lothian, with the English ship over there?
29% outside of Lothian.
Yep, to the east in the...
Yep.
Yeah.
The English have a navy out there, and they have blockaded Aberdeenshire to 100%, and they've blockaded a total of 29% of the development in this sea tile. See the little red checkered thing along the coastline? That's saying that he's blockading our ports, but he's only actually got enough of a navy there to blockade one province, which is the Aberdeenshire.
Okay. I see our treasury is getting...
Yeah, it's getting a little bit low. It's getting a little bit low, but remember, both wars we did with the other 2 guys, we ended up with a huge amount of money in war.
Yeah,
ducats.
When we succeed, yeah.
Yeah, so when we win, we're going to be fine. We're only losing 0.5 ducats a month right now anyway, which is not too bad. But, yeah, we got to take a break here. We'll see.
Okay.
I'm very happy about the stack wipe. I think that we're looking pretty solid. It could have been better, but we'll be all right. So, okay, thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you again soon.
See you soon.